What up, G-Light? It's your boy, MC Shadow, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you have my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Now, what I wanted to talk about was something that I was actually getting asked, right, by several individuals, right, which was about my thoughts on the whole Dub situation, right, and his status and all of that, right? That how come is it that I go in on Gunner, but I don't go in on Dubs? That already shows that I'm biased because, he's for the suit and yada, 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 right? A bunch of stuff that's not even true, right? And, the fact saying that I go in on one when I don't go in on one either. I just merely spit the facts. People confuse the two, like I said. Um, but that, I tend to leave out Dubs because of my biased views because of the whole Southside thing, which isn't true at all either, right? It's just that even though people feel a strong dislike towards Dubs, there's a difference in character when it comes to Dubs and Gunner, though. You know what I mean? Um, Dubs doesn't try to proclaim to be all the things that Gunner is out here always fibbing about, right? Or his life in general, right? He doesn't go into topics and discussions on stuff that's irrelevant, or made up for that matter. But when it comes to his overall status, right? People are like, oh, he's a PC, or because he debriefed, he's a snitch, and yada yada yada. Now I myself, I haven't seen the work, right? But I've been getting sent clips and everything like that, right? And debriefing is telling, there's no ifs or buts about it, right? That's just how it goes. But like I said, I don't know if he ever tried to proclaim to be an active gangster or says that he's, active or tries to be active. I think he's way beyond all of that. You know what I mean? I don't think he cares about none of that kind of stuff. I don't think he has ever cared about that kind of stuff when he was on here. I don't ever think he tried to glorify that, right? Maybe people got the misconception because of, hearing his stories and hearing the way he talks, that they automatically assume that maybe, he was solid and stuff like that, right? Now, as people who are subscribers and people who donate and people who, support the channels, they have the right to know, the truth about individuals. And this is very true. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff does matter, when it comes to, the trust, with you and your subscribers, right? At least you can, do that much for them, right? Since they support your channel. But overall, I don't really think it matters unless you're street related individuals, which a majority of YouTube isn't, because if somebody told or didn't told or is active, non-active, none of that stuff should matter to non-gang affiliated people, because why are you following gangster rules now? If you're going to be following gangster rules, you might as well go get jumped into a gang, because if not, what are you doing? Like, you're trying to pretend to be gangster, proclaiming to be gangster, you're trying to play the part. Like, it doesn't make sense. Regular folks who have no gang ties get a support and watch whoever they choose, despite whatever they have. You know what I mean? Because it's irrelevant to them. They're not a part of the gangster world. So why should they have to follow a code? Now, that doesn't give people the right to come and lie to individuals either. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, it doesn't matter to nobody because active, non-active, all that prison talk, street talk doesn't exist on the internet. This is the internet. This is not the streets. You want to carry that gangster code and gangster rules and all that, then take your ass to the streets. This is the internet. This is social media. This is entertainment. You get what I'm saying? But I get it. It doesn't give people the right to come and lie to individuals. One of the things that I highlight, with Gunner and what he does. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, I don't know. Maybe people have to send me the clippings. I don't know if Dubs has ever tried to proclaim to be, this and that, right? Or has ever said anything like that, right? And obviously, well, yeah, if he said that, then obviously it's a lie, right? Like I said, I don't know why people would be devastated if they have no gang ties. His status shouldn't matter to them, right? if he did tell, if he debriefed, if he, you know what I mean? All that shit is irrelevant, bro. To at least people that are not gang related, right? Now the reason, like I said, like, well, then why do you highlight it on Gunner? Because he says that he never told when he did. That's the difference. You know what I mean? The fact that people are lying, saying that, you know, this is not true when it is. You know, I have never heard, you know, Dubs ever try to proclaim none of that stuff or lie about his background and stuff like that, right? Now, maybe he didn't go into those talks, right? But that's different from saying that none of this ever occurred or trying to deny it. You feel me? That's different from not talking about it. You know, so it's different from him lying and saying that this never happened to, you know, him just avoiding that conversation. Um, Not for what reasons, I don't know for what reasons he's, you know, like I said, it's none of my business. Um, you know, and like I said, to me, I mean, I don't care. I mean, this is the internet, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter to me. It's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? People don't like, you know. But like I said, individuals, if they're saying one thing, but it's another, then that's a different story. But overall, that's just, you know, why, you know, I don't highlight the stuff on him, right? Because he's, I mean, I never hear him say, you know, or try to deny the truth or and stuff like that, right? Like actually lying and manipulating two people. Now, people could dislike him because of his attitude, because the way he runs his channel, for a lot of things, right? Yes, and people have every right to, you know, um, not like him for his, you know, faults and, you know, point them out and shit like that, right? I get it. You get me? But to try to, like, you know, convince people to see it your way because of your dislike is not right either, right? And like I said, even when I put it on others, I'm not trying to convince people of anything. I'm just saying, you know, they're saying one thing when this is the other, right? It's being hypocritical. You know what I mean? The hypocrisy is crazy. That I will say that they do, because obviously they choose to talk about other channels and insult other channels, but then when people do it to them, they get upset, which makes no sense. You know, because there's no difference from what you guys are doing to now what people do to you guys. You know what I mean? But there's stuff that I do always highlight whenever I see it, you know, happen, and I do come and speak out, and I don't leave people absent or have a biased point of view. You know what I mean? But like I said, I just don't talk about this whole, you know, debriefing stuff because, like I said, it's irrelevant to everybody else, right? Because it's not gonna matter to them, or at least it shouldn't. You know, all that gangster talk is left for, you know, the gangster realm and for individuals who that information, you know, is important to them and how they go about it, but not to these individuals who have no gang ties. You know what I mean? Because it shouldn't matter to them. But overall, that's just my thoughts and breakdown on the overall situation. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Shout out, we out.